to the spot I picked out on the map, and I'm gonna head up the hill. I'm gonna go for 3 days here with my rifle and see what I can do. Hopefully I can find a bull that'll bugle. You never know, that probably won't happen, but we'll maybe find one that wants to fill his belly out on a hillside and I'll get to shoot him. So follow along, check it out. Alright, I've got I've been here a little over a mile. There's a ridge I'm going to take up the hill, try to get up on top so I can bugle down off the backside into the next north facing slope. Check that place out, and I'll be elevated too, so I can do some glassing on some of the openings. So maybe I'll get to see a bull tonight. Cross my fingers. Okay, we're gonna leave the trail right here. Go straight up this ridge. It's kind of a knife edge ridge once you get up there, and go clear to the top. Check it out. How I knew where to leave the trail was I had a mark on my Onyx map, my smartphone edition, and I made a mark actually on my desktop version, and it transferred to my cell phone version, so I knew right where to go up this hill. So it's kind of hard to see. You wouldn't know this little knife ridge is here from the bottom unless you'd already checked it out and scouted it. Well, I'm in here 3 miles, and I've done some bugling, but I've had no responses yet. So it's starting to get dark. Probably gonna pitch camp here real soon and listen through the night, see if I can hear any bugles. But it's absolutely beautiful, but there's not much elk sign right here, so I'm gonna have to go the next couple drainages over, I think, to get into them. But you never know; they just pop out of nowhere sometimes. So we'll just keep looking. Good morning. So I'm sitting here at the tent over there on that log, and I'm having my breakfast, and I bugled a few times, twice, and let out a few cow calls, and I was eating my breakfast and kind of making my game plan for the day, and I heard brush popping down below me like something like I'd spooked something. So I let out a few cow calls and had my rifle with me, because you never know. I mean, I had it standing right next to me. You never know what might come by. So I slipped over the hill here, and I look over the hill, and there's this bull eyeballing me. So I went ahead and shot him. He's dead down there. I can't even believe this. So I'm literally, I shot him from, I don't know, I must have been probably 15 yards from my tent. This is awesome. I can't even believe it. This is cool. Let's go check him out. Grab the old rifle there. I can't even believe it. So crazy. Oh, there he is. Yeah. He's no big trophy, but you know what? That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for a trophy experience and for some meat on the table. And he provided that for sure. So, I'm so pumped right now. Yeah. I had pretty low expectations of getting into any bulls in this drainage this morning because I did not hear a single bugle or cow call in here last night at all. So this guy was just hanging out down here silent, I guess, or maybe moving through, but anyhow, and I can't even believe it. So lucky. I'd rather be lucky than good any day. I feel like I'm probably one of the luckiest people you might even know. This is great. Well, I'm about 3 miles deep, so I'm gonna start working this guy up. The awesome thing is it's nice and cold, so I can make as many trips as I need to get him out, and his meat's gonna be just fine. And this is awesome. This is day 1, first full day of the hunt, and I hadn't even been hunting yet. I was eating my breakfast, so that's so crazy. Yeah, awesome. Well, time to get this sucker worked up. I might finish my breakfast first, though. All right. Thanks, old boy. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. It's awesome. We're gonna make good food out of you, buddy. So I'm sitting here this morning and I was kind of beating myself up a little bit because I'm sitting in a place you can't really glass here at the first morning light, but there's not a lot of good places you can glass close by anyway. So I thought, well, I'll finish my breakfast here and I'll hike over here to a good vantage point and do some glassing, and then I'll probably dip down in that north face and kind of cruise through the bedding areas, do some calling, and see if I can turn an elk up, find an elk, and hopefully to find a bull. And sitting here just eating and drinking my morning drink. Tent is literally right there, and right over the hill there is where I got him. He's like down 100 yards from camp probably. So anyway, it's my first out of state solo hunt, and it's gone pretty well so far. Now the part that it's not so cool when you're solo is packing meat. I got all the time in the world though to pack that sucker out and get out of here. So it's nice and cold. The weather should hold for another 4 days before it storms. So I got nothing but smooth sailing. So just take my time, make good easy trips, and call it a beautiful thing. So awesome. Got my little camp here set up. Slept in there last night. Ground was a little bit hard. Sleeping pad was okay, but I didn't sleep too great. Okay, well, I gather up my stuff here and head down and start working up this bull. I've switched from breakfast mode to lunch mode, and it's time for a little bit of goodness here. Yeah, my hands are a little dirty. Got my pants dirty too. The old 338 Win Mag did her again. And the bull's down there. He's all worked up in little white baggies. So I'm gonna let him cool and have something to eat here, and then haul out the first load, and then come back in the morning and get the next 2 loads. I think I'll 3-trip it. He's not a real big bodied elk, so anyway, got camp wrapped up here. And go get ready to hang that bull in the tree and head down the hill. Well, I'm ready to take the first load down the hill. Gonna take a small load this first go around. I got the back straps and all the loose meat and the head and my camp. Even with that, it's pretty heavy. Got the XL loaded down. Ain't gonna lie, it's probably gonna be heavy. That's alright. That's what I'm here for, heavy loads. Alright, well, let's do this. Got the first load. Gonna head down the hill. It's pretty heavy. Just gonna grind it out. That's what we do. That's why we do it. Got this downward plunge down to the creek here, and hit the Packer trail, and then on out the bottom there. Shouldn't be too bad. Made it to the bottom. Everything's still in place, kinda, I think. Maybe. There's the trail right there. I thought I'd stop on this little hill here and take a little rest break and sit down. It's a little easier to get off your knees when you're on a hill versus on the flats. So when I was like 13 years old, I used to hunt the fringe of this steep, nasty canyon when I was just a kid, and I'd peer off down into the bottomless canyon down in these hellholes and think, man, when I'm like 16, I'm gonna go hunting there, because I was only 13. I was just a little fat kid, and when I got to be 16, I got a lot leaner and grew quite a bit, and I went to those places and hunted them, and I always thought that I would really like to do some backcountry hunting someday, especially for elk. That when I was 13, I was just deer hunting, but anyway, here I am in the backcountry all by myself with a bull down, packing it out myself, and I can't help but smile quite a bit on the inside, because it's kind of like a dream come true, really. I feel pretty fortunate to get to do these things and experience these beautiful places and chase these amazing creatures around and hunt them and then luck out and shoot one every now and then. So anyway, these are some of my random thoughts as I'm packing out this bull elk all by myself. I love hunting with my buddies, but right now this is perfect. I'm okay being by myself and being alone. It's all right. It's pretty fulfilling. So when I was in Colorado hunting with the born and raised guys, then Cody had these yummy little candies in his pack, and I said, "What's that for?" He's like, "Well, that's for when your mouth gets dry. You don't have to drink so much water." Anyway, it's been in my pack since the first week of September, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna go ahead and eat that now. My mouth's not super dry, but I dug my camera out and I was like, hey, wait a second, I need to eat that. So anyway, thanks Cody, appreciate it. My hands are filthy. This is delicious too. Thank you. Alright, that was kind of tricky. Almost fell in twice. I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera across this time and see if I do it again. Hopefully I don't get the camera wet. So I may even take the safe way this time. I may just get my boots a little wet. Alright, let's do it. Alright, made it back to the truck. Picked up some pizza the other day when I was in town and on my way out here, so I'd have maybe a little victory dinner when I get back to the truck for hard work. So it's pretty good, even if it's a couple days old and cold. So in Colorado this September, I got to hunt with Born and Raised Outdoors, and I got to hunt 2 days with Trent and Wes. And Trent said, hey, before we leave camp, make sure you put one of these in your pack. And it's one of these guys here, little black velvet. He said this will be for your celebratory kill bottle. So anyway, long story short, I was unable to kill in Colorado, so I kept it with me, and here I am in Wyoming by myself. And here's to you, Trent. Cheers. Woo, spicy. So with it being rifle season here in Wyoming and all, I was a little worried about maybe somebody that was a little kind of blind and seeing me thinking I'm an elk. So besides, even though I had an orange hat on, so I wrapped these babies up in orange. Kind of looks ridiculous. Looks like I'm going to the circus or something. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and peel this stuff off and call it a good thing. And look at that. Got a nice little fire. Morning, guys. A little bit frosty this morning. I'd say it's probably in the 20s. Down at the truck, I'm pretty sure my meat was mostly frozen. That's great. I threw it in the Yeti, and it'll keep really nice that way. Anyway, heading back up the trail, pack my bowl out, and it's gonna be a good day. Got 2 trips today. I'm gonna pack out a shoulder and a hind on each trip. Probably bone them out, that way there's less weight, and make fewer trips that way. So it's nippy, it's really cold, but that's good because I'm not sweating yet. Well, not too much at least. All right, let's go get him. Well, I was complaining earlier about it being kind of cold. No complaints now. I'm starting to sweat. Starting to climb the hill. Man, it's a beautiful day. The sun has some temperature to it. It's kind of warm, but the air temperature is still pretty cold. Perfect day. Hiking up the hill here, I'm trying to figure out how come I'm panting so hard. So I finally turned around and looked. That's where it came from. I guess there's pretty good reason I'm sweating and panting right now. It's pretty steep, pretty rocky. Follow this little game trail right below the spine of this ridge all the way up to where the kill site, my campsite was, and then we'll drop in and grab a load of meat and get the heck out of here. Got up here to my meat, and everything looks good. Nothing's bothered it yet. I took a leak all over the tree, the base of each tree here, and I left my Kelvin hoodie right there to make sure nothing would bother it. Also, I packed the quarters quite a ways from the carcass. That keeps things nice and keeps the animals off them a little bit better, I guess. Well, that's what I've been told. But anyhow, gonna bone these things out and start packing. Loaded up here on the way back already. This load is pretty heavy. Making my legs work for it. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. That's when I'm all done. All the meat's packed and I'm heading home. That'll be the reward. Whew. Back down we go. Oh man, made it to the bottom. Whew. Thank goodness. The hard part is over on this trip. Now it's just all smooth sailing, slightly downhill all the way back to the truck. So, whew, yes, made it. Last night here in Wyoming, I didn't make 2 trips with meat today. Save the last load for tomorrow morning. I figured I'd have to pack in the dark for a while, and there was that steep face that I have to come down in the dark. It's pretty rocky, so I didn't want to, you know, risk it. So with it being cold and everything, I think it was just fine. So I'm just gonna stay one more night. I don't have to be back to work for, you know, till a week from tomorrow. So I'm just gonna play it safe, take my time, and do it in the morning. So good night. Oh yeah, one other thing. It's kind of cool. If you listen, you can hear the little creek water here by where I'm staying tonight. And that little creek's gonna go ahead and put me to sleep. Pretty nice. All right, good night. Third and final morning here on the pack out. Glad I waited till today. Feel refreshed, and I won't twist an ankle up on that rocky stuff. So anyway, should be fun. Up that little slope, and then it gets a little steeper. So feel good. Excited to get this done and then head home. Hate to admit it, but I'm starting to get a little homesick. Climbing the rocky staircase. Up, 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 up. Easy as it. So this is why I didn't want to come down in the dark and this stuff. I mean, I could do it, but why risk it? This is nasty. Good place to twist a knee or an ankle. So anyway, we'll do it in the daytime. Last trip down this old hill. And I can't say that I'm too depressed that this is the last trip down this hill here. It's pretty rocky and steep. Try not to snap an ankle or twist a knee or something here, but slow and steady wins the race. All right, made it to the trail. Woohoo! So happy. Oh, looks like I'm just in the nick of time too. Got a big storm rolling in. That probably would have got the elk moving a little better. Not a lot of action going on right now. I was pretty fortunate, but I'll take it. Time to get down the trail. Made it back to the truck with the last load of meat. Thank goodness. Ready to go back home. Put the meat in the Yeti. Got some dry ice in there last night back in town, and we're ready to roll. Got it done. All tagged out, loaded up, packed out, and ready to go home. It's a pretty good feeling to get back to the truck, everything loaded up, and ready to go home. It's a lot of work, but very, very worth it. Thanks for following along. If you guys have had some pretty great success. Go ahead and comment below and just let me know how your seasons have gone and how you've done it solo and got your elk out. So thanks for watching.